Hello, everybody. Richard Fredrickson, and this is a special from YouTube and Channel 6 here in Joliet, Illinois. Well, we're kind of pleased, fortunate, blessed, and actually happy. But we had some disastrous things happen here in Joliet with the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66. President and founder of that museum is with me today, and we want to right away put you on a mission. When you watch this YouTube, it's going to be on right now. Watch it right now and tell your neighbors, because in a little bit we're going to be asking for your assistance and your help, okay? Ron Romero, take us. I mean, I know how you felt. I saw you that morning. How you looked at how you felt was pretty disastrous. But you're a hero. You came through. Your lovely wife was there. Debbie was there, our vice president. And, well, I'll let you tell the story. You go ahead. What happened on Sunday, July 14th?
So about 8:30, I got a call from Amber, who is one of the owners at Jitters, and she said, "Ron, you need to get down here right away." She was in tears when she called. And I had a sinking feeling right away. So my wife, Patty, and I drove downtown Joliet. We parked in a position where we couldn't see the front of the museum and walked up. My worst fear was what we call Gigantar, the big guitar, may have gotten damaged. And what it had really happened was we walked around a corner and we came up to the side, and I looked up and I went, "Oh, it's good." And then I looked on the ground and couldn't miss that. What was on the ground took up from Chicago Street down to the alley between the two different museums. So it was about half a block long. And the police and fire said that your roof was blown off, and it looked like our roof had been blown off. As it turns out, after a little bit more digging into it, one of the firemen said your HVAC came off and it's in the street. And I realized that we don't have HVAC. We've been working in that museum for a while now without any air conditioning anyway. But then we looked up. I noticed from our vantage point, we looked up past the museum, and we could see the Joliet Junior College, their city campus, and there were wires hanging over the side. Yeah. And I realized then that was theirs. So if you can imagine roof about the size of about half a block being picked up and flying about a half a block. And what had happened is it had flown, and what they called, a new word I learned was parapet, which is the front of the building, the top. And their roof came down and it hit that, and it took part of the front of our facade off and the parapet off. And then it just dropped right in the middle of Cass Street. The forge had some damage, minimal. Their awning was damaged, and one of their doors, the glass got broken. But thankfully, nobody else was hurt. I don't believe that Juliet's had any damage, or at least not any significant damage. So that's what we saw when we got downtown.
Now the Forge, it's a kind of a nightclub. It's directly across the street from the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum, and the restaurant next door really was untouched. And when you came to the scene on Sunday morning, it would take your breath away. It was just horrible. And I can see where they thought, wrongly, that it was the roof of the museum. Thank God we didn't have any air conditioning up there. Yeah. So when you have a disaster like this, you have to put some calls out, and you have to reach out for help. And when I got there, I saw the mayor was there, but there's some other people who showed up soon after.
Well, let me say this, that boy, if you didn't love your community before, you do now. We didn't even put out the calls to start with. The mayor was there. The city administrator, Beth, was there. We had Bill Demetriellis, who's next door at Juliet's, that was there. And we had Michelle from the Internode came down, and what do you need? We've got water. Amber across the street opened up her doors so that we had bathrooms and a place to cool off. Joliet Area Historical Museum opened up their doors. Our back doors are back to back. They opened up their doors so that we had a cooling station, and were nice enough to provide lunch for the workers and brought cold water out for people. They gave us a storage place for some of the artifacts for the night until we could regroup. The fire, police, everybody was there. They had it. Operated like a well-oiled machine. Everything was just done the way it should have been. They were quick about it. We made the calls that we did make. We called out to ServPro of Joliet, and literally, if they were there and first people arrived 15 minutes later, maybe 20 minutes later, they were there. Followed by Adler Roofing, who came out. If you can imagine a projectile the size of half a block and being picked up, and momentum is weight times speed, it was like a projectile hit the front of the building. Well, part of that actually went into the roof and created a hole in the roof. Now, it's not like your house. This is built out of concrete and rebar, which is like hitting a bridge. It's well built. Yeah. And so it did the damage. The roof from the inside didn't collapse. What it did is it actually bowed down. So you can see where some of the concrete broke and the rebars bent from the force of that. And but everybody who was there, many of them we didn't call, they just showed up. We got calls from our state representatives. We got called from everybody in our community, and others were there. Yeah. So we're very thankful.
That building, by the way, I think it's at least 100 years old.
It's just about 100 years old. Yeah. It was built in 1929 and opened up in 1930. So, and that's to our advantage as well, because they just don't build buildings like that anymore. It's built out of concrete rebar, fire block. And it's built like a tank. That took a significant hit.
Now, there was I'd say half of your facade was knocked off by that roof from Joliet Junior College. That was also in the street. Now, do you have to go to France or someplace to get people who can duplicate that? How is that going to happen?
That's a good point, because that's actually made out of what's called terracotta. It's a clay. The facade is a clay structure that's outside of the building. That's done by creating the clay, painting it, and then they fire it so that the paint is adhered to that. There are some new techniques that I've heard, and we'll get confirmation on this, that they use synthetic tile now rather than the clay, the old school terracotta style. Way over my pay grade as far as construction. But I'm told that they have ways that they can duplicate. If there's anything that's ornate on the building, they can take a mold of it and replicate it where they need to, and then they can match pretty close. Now, what we need to know is from the engineers, can that be replicated? Does the facade that's on there now, does it pose any danger of coming down? Was it loosened or kind of degloved from the building itself? Or can we just repair?
Did people go up there and check that out? They have. So what about the facade that is standing and that the Gigantar is holding on? That's all been checked out?
Yeah, I've said this when we had that big lighting ceremony. I said that I hope this guitar becomes what we call a Gigantar, which is our 24-foot guitar in the front of the building. I hope this becomes a beacon to attract people to our town, that it helps with the economy. I hope it helps with the tourism and everything. But now it means a little bit more. To me, that means that's our resilience. We got hit really hard the first day. Second day, we got hit by a tornado. And as I'm driving from home to the museum, I see neighborhoods out there cleaning up, and the city trucks out there, chipping the branches down and doing all that stuff. I hope that people see that as our strength collectively from Joliet, to know that we're a pretty tough town.
Yeah. We might want to mention also, because when I was there, they were pulling up, and I think magically all that debris is gone. And I saw some blue trucks out there as well. I don't know who else did that. Are you aware of who removed the debris?
So that was Gould Brothers. I didn't know that night until later somebody had mentioned to us Gould Brothers Construction. And I can assure you it wasn't magic. They went out there and they were there from almost immediately to start cleaning up. And by 8:30 that night, they cleaned up a whole block of debris. And it was, you'll see in the photos and the pictures, that it was big debris. It was a
Oh, yeah.
big section. So
So now we're sitting in a, what do they call these things? Pop-ups.
yes.
You're in a pop-up. Where? Where are we?
Well, as we mentioned, our community came to our aid, and certainly University of St. Francis. We made a call to them here at the Art Gallery that's located at 25 East Van Buren Street. It's part of the Rialto Square Theater building on the southeast side of the building. And we called and said we just need a place to try to keep our business flowing. This is a major source of income for us here, is our gift shop. And Arvid Johnson, president, and Jennifer, who runs the arts gallery here, both didn't even hesitate. They're like, whatever you need, we're here for you, come on in. So all of our great volunteers that come out and help at the museum all the time jumped in their cars, came out, loaded up all the vehicles with items. So we have our T-shirts and our, we have our passports for Route 66. People can come here and get their passports stamped or buy their passports. We have a lot of our gift shop here now. There's still more there, but this is enough that will help.
Sure. And we'll take a look at that. Well, we'll do it now. And we'll see that it looks pretty good. Not bad at all. Now, in the months to come, first, we already have events planned, which you're going to tell us about. But we have some additional assistance and help that we request during this time. And we'll put some of that information down here on the screen. But Ron, I noticed, by the way, when you come into this on Van Buren Street, 25 Van Buren Street, it's just like a regular gift and merchandise store. They have a little thing you sign as you come in as a visitor. And already we've got out-of-state people who've been here. I don't know if you saw that or not. And plenty of people have already come in, so we invite you. What are the hours going to be for the store?
We're going to keep our standard hours, which is Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Saturday it will be 10 to 4. Sunday we're going to be closed, though I'm sure we're going to be working on Sundays for a while. But that's our time that we keep down there for the museum. And yeah, the sign-in sheet, when you look at that, there's people from all around the world. It's, to me, it floors me. It's very surreal to see all those countries being represented.
And this is just the beginning. So for the folks watching right now on YouTube and Channel 6, what's the contact information for people who want to provide some financial assistance and get information about becoming a member? Let's do that, and we'll show it at the same time.
Sounds good.
Just to make sure they know, do the pointing thing.
Down to the...
Right. WW what?
On the lower thirds, right? It's www.roadtorock.org. You'll see the information on the events, the donations, becoming a member, all that there. www.roadtorock.org.
Yeah, he knows his alphabet.
The Illinois Rock and Roll Museum is a 501c3 nonprofit. Anything is tax deductible. We are a grassroots organization. Our whole project budget was about $6.5 million. We've met part of that, probably about $1.75 million in the building right now, and that's been done through a lot of the assistance through sponsors and memberships and people buying merchandise, and we continue to do that. So now is the time. Our mission isn't done. It's not cut off. It's not going to stop. Now we ask people if they can help because we're not able to create all those revenue streams by bringing people in and tours and things like that. So we did create a campaign to ask people for their help. Getting back in the groove is what we're calling it. And that's, any support that we can get. Some people donate $5, some people thousands of dollars. Every single bit of that goes to the museum. Despite not having this income coming in right now, we still have our mortgage that we pay. We have our gas and electric. We have our phone bills. We have our everything. We still have expenses to make this happen. And yes, we have great insurance to take care of the building. I'm sure we're going to be taken care of, and every route that we have to be taken care of here to get this taken care of as far as the building itself. but operations is taking a big hit right now.
Yeah.
So,
And if you've just tuned in here and you're watching YouTube, and go back to the beginning so you get the rest of the story. Now, let's do this, and we're going to talk about upcoming events. But before we talk about upcoming events, let's talk about if we didn't have this storm and we didn't have this roof collapse and we didn't have the debris on Cass Street and all these wonderful volunteers have come in, and I was going to do maybe a half-year review on the museum. Let's talk about this little glitch we've gone through. Let's say the glitch is not there. We're going to move forward. What's the museum's mission going to be in terms of, as a 3-story building? Actually, when you look at the lower level, first floor, second floor, third floor. What's this museum going to look like in 2026?
it'll be done, I hope. And that's the big thing. So what we have now is the first floor has been completed. Second floor is actually almost completed. That's the project we were working on when this happened. We did get a grant to get cabinets for the museum, and that was a major step for us. Right now we need a place to store those because we still have to pick the cabinets up, and we'll store them there, and as we can, we'll start putting them into the museum as time and these repairs now allow. So in the end, our lower level is education. We have lesson rooms to teach people. We have a performance area where students could work together or learn as a classroom about music business, sound and lighting engineering, songwriting, all sorts of things. And we work in collaboration with both University of St. Francis with their music department and also with Joliet Junior College. Our place is a place where the community can come together and use these, get their feet wet.
Yeah.
They can learn about music. They can pick up an instrument for the very first time, or they can go in our studio and learn how to record. And then if they want to continue their education for a degree, then we encourage them to go to these two fine colleges that have great, lesson rooms and things, and you can get your degree or your certificate.
So the future is still on pace and not going to stop with your help and your assistance. Coming up, we've got a lot of exciting things in 2024. We've had some exciting things. We have more exciting things, including the Hall of Fame, and we're going to work up to that. But there's some car shows that come up almost on a weekly basis. Almost,
yeah. So we have a lot of events. The car shows that you speak of are what we call our Cars and Guitars. Our focus for that is to bring people back downtown. We want to show them there's a lot of good things happening downtown. There's new businesses. In my opinion, there's a family atmosphere. All the businesses know each other, and we treat each other as family and look out for each other. But there's a lot of good things happening downtown. So the Cars and Guitars gives people the chance to come downtown and check out all the cool cars from people that are from the car groups and individuals. And then we also have some music. We've changed it a little bit this year because of the construction that's going on down here. We're actually at the Joliet Junior College City Center in their parking lot. And I think we have 2 more left this year that we're doing. And we doubled up because we're trying to do this between when students are in class and when they're coming back to class. So that's what we're doing there. But then we also have our Jazz and Wine Fest, Jazz, Wine, and Arts Fest in Bicentennial Park. We have our Hall of Fame that you mentioned in October, Sunday, October 20th. We have Richard Marx coming. We have George Thorogood coming to do a tribute to Bo Diddley. We've got Susie Bogus, country star, coming, and a lot of other performers and surprises that we're working on now. That'll be October. If you go to our website and look for events, you'll get the list of things. We have a very special event happening at the Renaissance Center for Halloween with a local band called Cadillac Groove. They're coming out and they're doing what we're calling Rave at the, I'm sorry, I'm going to get this wrong. Rave in the Grave.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be a fun Halloween show, and with music, costumes, and just, again, bringing the community together.
It's a great band, just
great
absolutely great band. They're different. It's very unique and very different, and excellent to good. Now, you know to go to the website. You've got that. I just want to remind you just one more time. tell your friends and tell your family and tell the neighborhood. We really do need your help. This is, a disaster to the museum for right now. It's going to be a wonderful golden opportunity for you to join us, become a part of the museum, because you can become a member. And I think that's the same place you go to become a member.
You can be a member. You can go to our museum. You can come here at the temporary pop-up here. You can go online and become a member there as well. There's some great benefits. One, as a member, you get to vote to who goes into the Hall of Fame, but you also get discounts to all the businesses down here. And that's one of our things that we want to do in the city is people that come to us, we want to make sure they go have lunch at the restaurants, and go to the other shops and buy things. And so we try to share that with the community as much as we can. So they can do that here as well. Now, one of the newest things that we have is we've recently become a member of something called NARM, N-A-R-M. It's the North American Reciprocal Museum Group. And that allows you, as you become a member to us, you get perks to go to places like Cleveland, to their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member, and then you either get a discount or you get in free when you take your membership. So this is a new program that we're doing now. There's about 1,000 different museums that you can now get into because of our affiliation with that group.
Fantastic. Plan your vacation around that. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Take action if you would. This is Ron Romero, the founder and president of the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66. Well, not quite right now, but we will be back there in when you knock on the door in the fall. But we're open. We're open now. We'll see you then.